Is there a place that we can be ultimately to sit, depict, and candidly reflect in the presence of Frank? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Poetry Journal Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Murdoch, and I hope everyone's having a positive week. We've been having some nice weather recently, but it's kind of freezing again in London, but it is what it is. I just read the quote, the piece I want to speak about today. I'm just going to go through it again. Is there a place that we can be ultimately to sit, depict, and candidly reflect in the presence of Frank? Why is this relevant? For me, I think I find it rare that you can sit down and speak to people and they speak their truth. It's not a common thing anymore. And, even though at the same time, I understand that it's not always easy. It seems like we even live in a society that is always looking to be like offended in a sense. Whether it's in a relationship situation. But, I don't know, it's almost like people are just so quick to get in their feelings. And even in the context of a relationship where, really and truly, it shouldn't be that, because if you're with somebody, it's almost like you're on the same team. So why would you, think the worst or take it the worst way when, I'm rooting for you at the same time? Just a thought. And, even in general current affairs, like we witnessed what happened with comedians who are having just a hard time showing up to work. I think we've all been speaking about this for a while. I'm not going to go into it, but just an example, Will Smith and Chris Rock, the whole situation there. All I'm saying, my whole point is that it's important to sit down and have a candid conversation, because that's the only way to grow, to move on, be better as individuals, to be better as a group. Having a chance to learn not to cross lines, in a sense, that people obviously don't want to be crossed. We're talking about on a serious level now, not, just being offended for trivial reasons. Not allowing yourself to be offended for silly things, or things that deep down this person don't mean you no harm, and what they're saying, it really wasn't meant in that way. So that's what inspired that whole quote. Okay, another quote I wanted to speak about in this segment. Just bear with me, this one's a bit longer. It says, "Illusions, for the fire was merely turmoil. It envelops, then refines, infection pending, prior to the feeling traveling to your spine. Now you lay dormant, not to ponder or find a flicker of a fight inside. It has inhibited your drive, crippled your body and mind." What did this mean? In simple terms, my whole expression of what I'm trying to get out is, don't allow your mind to defeat you. It's a simple concept to say, but I'm very aware it's not a small feat, because it's something that can really tackle you every day of your life. And sometimes you just don't have that fight in you, or you know what, the world's really have been beating you down recently, and you haven't had a chance to really get your feet back under you, so to speak. Why? Because I think to a degree, this is another point. I think to another degree, we all have some self-hate in us. And what I mean by that, sometimes it comes in many forms. One of the most common one is self-doubt. To be honest. And this was a testament to the inspiration of why I created the quote. So many have the ability to be bold, but you coax yourself out of it, or you shy away from who you are, in a sense, or what you know. You know what, I'm great at this. It's kind of like I'm sure we've all been in class when you're small and you know the answer, but you just won't put your hand up. And that's an example of just like, you know what, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's okay to shine. Like it's okay to shine, because there's another thing where it's kind of like, I'm sure everyone have heard a similar take to it, but this is just like me just paraphrasing, where they say those who know and have have wisdom and a lot to say don't really say a lot, and vice versa, as in those who know little or are less informed, they say the most. They say a lot, but mainly just pinpointing and focusing on the part where wisdom and knowledge is concerned. But then it begs the point that those who know and is gifted with knowledge, they always seek a good student or the right audience. So I think everybody wants, in a sense, a bang for their buck. So you got to make it worth my while. I got to know that, you know what, as the effort I'm giving in is actually worth it, and you're actually taking something from this, in a sense. Because otherwise your words are falling on deaf ears, and wouldn't that be a crime? I've mentioned, sorry, I'm just going to go into the next segment. I know I've mentioned about having some free downloads of my story, and it's fair to say I've had quite a few downloads this week on Amazon. As I mentioned last podcast last week, Thursday, that I had Into the Abyss, the short story, free giveaway on Amazon, and I had quite a few downloads. I also this week had the poetry book on free giveaway. I'm not sure if you follow me on Instagram or WordPress or any social media. You may have seen and probably got yourself a book, a copy of the ebook the Kindle version on Amazon. But so I had poetry book and a short story book, and I want to ask anyone that did have the book and are listening, whatever your views, whatever you got from the book, if you could just show some love and leave a review on Amazon, that would be great. I also want to add that the site that I've mentioned, and I will put it up as well with this episode, the links, I will put it up with this episode. It's technically still under construction, but you can still subscribe. It's still functional. You can still subscribe. So, just get on there and subscribe. And I can still send links, and you can have yourself a free book that way also. So there's different ways to do it. I was trying to do it mainstream, as in through Amazon, but I've now figured out and developed a way to have people get their copies directly by one click. And if after subscribing, or you just email me or send me your email, I'll reply with the link, and all you have to do is click on the link, and you can have yourself a free copy of my book. So, but apart from that, I want to also mention that I also will leave a link of YouTube. I'm planning to utilize my YouTube page. I mentioned recently that I will be starting to use it more, so I'll definitely have that link up as well. And what I'm doing with the YouTube page is just having more clips of me doing open mics. So if you're interested in seeing what I'm doing on stage, and some of the work that I will be putting up there is quite exclusive. It's just things that I've written recently, and I'm just literally just performed on stage only. So if you check that out, I think you will see a lot there also. Otherwise, guys, all my stuff available on Amazon, and of course, more recently published, Poetry Journal, Growing Pains on Amazon now. One keyword you could use is I am Groot. I know it's a bit funny, but yeah, I am Groot Poetry. And you can type in my name, Alex Murdoch, or Poetry Journal is quite unique because I use because of the way it's spelled, P03 TRYJOURNAL. Type in Poetry Journal by Alex Murdoch, and support the page. Support by getting yourself a copy of the book. Ebooks $4.99 and hardcovers $9.99. But I also want to thank everyone for listening, and many thanks for the support, and for tuning in. All right, thanks guys. Until next time.